Hello everyone. Today's topic is Class Sequence Management, or CSM for short. CSM is the headland management system on a class tractor. It allows us to record up to 4 sequences per implement, and within those sequences the operator can program a large number of functions all on the one button. So it'll give the operator ease of operation for the more complicated implements that have lots of things going on at the headland. The CSM Master switch is located at the rear of the cabin, just behind the armrest. This switch has 3 positions. The top position here is CSM off. When it's in the middle position, CSM is turned on, so that means that our sequences are active and ready to be used. And if we pull the latch here and push the switch the whole way to the bottom and release, this activates record mode. To record a sequence, first of all we have to activate record mode using the master switch. When record mode is activated, you'll see the black dot appear on the screen here. The next step is to select the key that you want to record the sequence on. So for this example, we'll record on sequence key 1. So I press sequence key 1 and up pops this display here. From this point onwards, CSM is ready to record everything we do. For this example, we'll just record a basic sequence. The first step will be lowering the front linkage using the blue spool. Next, I'm going to engage an engine memory. And the next step will be lowering the rear linkage. This is our sequence complete. So now what we need to do to store it is press the stop key. We'll press the stop key and our sequence is stored. So for this example, I'm going to record the exact opposite of what we just did on button 2. So again, activate record mode. We have our record symbol. Press button 2 this time. CSM is now recording, so I'm going to raise my front linkage now, disengage my engine memory, and raise my rear linkage. I've finished my sequence, so to store it, we press stop. Sequence stored. So what we've just done is record 2 sequences. Sequence 1 is putting our implement into work, and sequence 2 is taking our implement out of work. An important setting to consider when recording any sequence is the recording mode. We can access that through the CSM menu and our parameter settings submenu. In here you'll see recording mode. Tapping in, we have time, distance and automatic as options. When recording in time mode, the system will calculate the time between the steps that you record. In distance mode, it'll calculate the distance. And in automatic mode, CSM will decide itself what is most suitable for the action that you're carrying out. Now that we have our sequences recorded, we can fine-tune and edit them through the CSM menu. Tapping into the CSM menu and the sequences submenu, you'll see this screen appear. So we have sequence 1 and sequence 2. Scrolling down, if we require them, we have sequence 3 and sequence 4. Tapping into sequence 1, first of all what we can do is we can rename that sequence using the keypad. Here we have all the steps and editing functions in that sequence. So we'll take step 1 and we'll look at it, work our way across to see what can be edited. Tapping the step 1 icon, you'll see that we can insert a step above, below, or delete that step completely. We can then adjust the time interval between each step. So because our record mode was automatic, the tractor just automatically decided to record in time mode, but we could change that to distance and re-record the sequence if required. Across to our function then. So we could tap in here and literally change the function of that step using any of these features here. we can then access our subfunction. So our function is the blue valve and our subfunction is the negative end of the blue valve. We could decide to pump the positive end, float the valve, or neutralize the valve here either. The next one across is our value. So our value is 50% oil flow. We could tap in here and adjust the oil flow if required. Finally then, we have our duration. So we're going to operate that valve at 50% oil flow for a quarter of a second. And again, we can tap in here and adjust that if required. Down at the bottom, if we want to add in a step, so we'll insert a step below that. By default, it inserts a step which is a pause at the same time interval as the previous step. So first of all, we can increase the time interval, and now we can choose the function that we want. So this is the complete list of functions that we can choose. So for this, just for the example, we'll say we want to engage our diff lock. So now we've added in step 4, which is engaging the diff lock after 12 seconds. And this is the editing function for our CSM. It's worth noting here as well that, as we discussed in our implement management video, we can store these sequences to the implements as well. So 4 sequences per implement, we can store them and recall them as we load the implements in the implement management menu as well.